Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications.
The federal government has been called upon to consider the clamor for resource control as a measure to provide lasting solutions to the twin challenges of violent conflicts and underdevelopment in the Niger Delta. The call was made by friends and associates of renowned economic historian Professor Sam Aghalino during the public presentation of a book written in his honor. The book, entitled History and the Niger Delta, Oil, Politics and Culture, explores the economic history of the Niger Delta from pre-colonial times to present day, containing 57 articles reviewed by scholars from diverse disciplines. The publication points out that the region's fortunes began to witness a significant decline with the discovery and subsequent mining of crude oil and gas some 7 decades ago. In their analysis of conflict in the Niger Delta, which had given rise to militancy and insecurity in the recent past, contributors in the publication blame it on structural violence visited on oil-producing communities since the inception of crude oil exploration in the region. To put a final stop to restiveness in the Niger Delta and elsewhere in the country, Dean of Student Affairs, Ambrose Ali University, Ekpoma, Professor Esegale Efosa, underscores an urgent need for the federal government to embrace the fiscal federalism model of distributing natural resources.
That in itself will have the effect of impacting on national order, stability, peace, progress, and therefore prosperity for Nigeria.
Friends and associates of Professor Aghalino, who attribute the backward state of the Niger Delta to inadequate funding of federal government's programs and policies, maintain that nothing shy of fiscal federalism will adequately address the plight of largely backward communities in the region. Former Secretary to Delta State Government, Comrade Ovuzorie Macaulay, and one-time President General of Isoko Development Union, Chief Idu Amaide, described the central message in the book as a call to action that must be taken to salvage the Niger Delta region.
All the oil wells, the private oil wells in the Niger Delta are not owned by the Niger Deltans. They are owned by people from other parts of the country. So the wealth of this country, though residing in the Niger Delta, is in the hands of people who are not of Niger Delta origin.
Professor Aghalino has now injected something into us that can increase the adrenaline in our system. Go into action. Keeping quiet will not help us. All governors be united. This is not time to play politics with the oil we have.
Professor Sam Aghalino, in whose honor the book was written, equally agrees that fiscal federalism, as demanded by the majority of Niger Deltans, provides the panacea to the prevailing tension fueled by the scramble for scarce economic resources by various sections of the country.
There must be a redefinition of property rights. The people should be involved in the control of their resources. There must be restructuring. People should have possession of their property, their resources, and pay taxes to the federal government, pay royalty to the federal government. When people are involved in the exploitation of their resources, they will take control. They will not go into pipeline vandalization and the host of other.
Scholars and social activists present at the recent book presentation admit that the Niger Delta is currently witnessing relative peace in the wake of the 2009 peace deal between the federal government and armed combatants in the region. However, they fear that the prevailing peaceful ambience may not endure, as the root causes of the conflict, which includes the question of administrative neglect, has not been sufficiently addressed in the ongoing peace process. They call on the federal government, therefore, to make more funds available to effectively tackle an age-long crisis of underdevelopment faced by the Niger Delta region.
Inside the Niger Delta,